Market Mantra. Market Mantra. Market Mantra. Market Mantra. Market Mantra. Market Mantra.
Welcome to Market Mantra, the program in which we give you a complete update on the economic, business and stock market news of the day. Well, my name is Nishit Kumar and with me is my co-anchor in Hindi, Prachi Priya.
नमस्कार, मार्केट मंत्र में आपका स्वागत है। यहाँ हम आर्थिक, व्यापारिक और शेयर बाजार की ताजा खबरें आप तक लाते हैं और उन पर चर्चा भी करते हैं और उसी तरीके से आज भी करेंगे। चर्चा के लिए आज स्टूडियो में आमंत्रित हैं वरिष्ठ आर्थिक पत्रकार दीपशिखा सिकरवार। दीपशिखा, मार्केट मंत्र में आपका स्वागत है।
धन्यवाद प्राची।
चर्चा शुरू करेंगे मगर इससे पहले हेडलाइंस।
The headlines: benchmark domestic indices end with losses. Sensex slips over 100 points. Nifty closes at 26,141. India's GDP estimated to grow by 7.4% in the current fiscal, and global crude oil prices decline.
देश के प्रमुख शेयर सूचकांकों में गिरावट आई। सेंसेक्स 100 अंकों से अधिक गिरा, वहीं निफ्टी 26,141 पर बंद हुआ। जारी वित्त वर्ष में भारत का सकल घरेलू उत्पाद 7.4% बढ़ने का अनुमान है और वैश्विक कच्चे तेल की कीमतों में गिरावट आई।
Market Mantra. Market Mantra. Market Mantra. Market Mantra. Market Mantra.
Before we begin, here is an important message for our listeners. The views and opinions expressed by the experts in this program are their own and not that of Akashvani. Akashvani advises its listeners to do their own research or consult a registered professional before taking any investment decision. We further advise all listeners to exercise due diligence and rely on their own judgment for taking any financial decision.
और श्रोताओं, रुक करते हैं अब आज की पहली खबर की तरफ। देश के प्रमुख शेयर सूचकांक सेंसेक्स और निफ्टी आज उतार चढ़ाव भरे कारोबार के बाद गिरावट के साथ बंद हुए। दोनों सूचकांकों ने घाटे के साथ दिन की शुरुआत की। सत्र के दौरान थोड़ी रिकवरी हुई, लेकिन दोनों ही सूचकांक इस गति को बरकरार रखने में असफल रहे। सेंसेक्स 102 अंक गिरकर 84,961 पर बंद हुआ, जबकि निफ्टी 38 अंक लुढ़ककर 26,141 पर आ गया। मिड कैप सूचकांक में लगभग 0.5% की वृद्धि हुई, जबकि स्मॉल कैप सूचकांक में 0.1% से अधिक की बढ़त दर्ज की गई।
The benchmark domestic equity indices in the Sensex and the Nifty ended in the red after a choppy trading session. Both indices opened lower and made an attempt to rebound but failed to sustain the momentum. However, in the last hour of trade, the indices staged a modest recovery, pairing some of their earlier losses. The Sensex fell 102 points to close at 84,961, while the Nifty declined 38 points to settle at 26,141. However, the broader market indices at the Bombay Stock Exchange edged upward. The mid-cap index rose almost 0.5%, while the small-cap index gained more than 0.1%.
सेंसेक्स में शामिल 30 में से 18 कंपनियों के शेयरों में गिरावट दर्ज की गई। सबसे अधिक घाटे में रही कंपनियों में सर्वप्रथम मारुति लगभग 2.8%, पावर ग्रिड लगभग 1.7% और टाटा मोटर पैसेंजर्स व्हीकल लिमिटेड के शेयर्स भी 1.5% गिरे। वहीं अगर हम बात शीर्ष लाभ कमाने वाली कंपनियों के शेयर्स की करें तो इसमें सर्वप्रथम टाइटन 3.9% से अधिक, एचसीएल टेक 2% और टेक महिंद्रा के शेयर 1.8% बढ़े।
And among the sectoral indices at the Bombay Stock Exchange, 14 out of 22 sectors edged lower. Among the key decliners, utilities dropped 0.8%, oil and gas shed almost 0.8%, and auto lost nearly 0.7%. In the gainers, focused IT climbed over 2.5%, IT gained almost 2%, and consumer durables rose more than 1.2%. The overall market breadth at the Bombay Stock Exchange was positive as shares of 2,104 advanced, 2,066 companies declined, and 178 remained unchanged.
दीपशिखा, अगर हम जब मार्केट की बात करते हैं तो हम देख रहे हैं कि मार्केट अपनी गति को बरकरार रखने में कहीं फिसल रहा है. इसके क्या कारण हो सकते हैं?
प्राची, अगर हम देखें, पिछला वर्ष हम पूरा देखें और ये वर्ष की शुरुआत भी देखें, तो दुनिया भर में जो जियोपॉलिटिकल इवेंट्स चल रहे हैं, भारत की अमेरिका के साथ जो ट्रेड डील होनी थी उसको लेके अनसर्टनिटी है. तो अगर ये सब फैक्टर्स अगर हम रखें अपने सामने तो उस हिसाब से बाजार को देखें तो लगेगा कि बाजार बहुत एक स्टेडी पेस में चल रहा है. एक कॉशियस ऑप्टिमिज्म है बाजार में. तो आपको एक बहुत ज्यादा शार्प राइज नहीं है, लेकिन ठीक है, बैलेंस कॉशियस ऑप्टिमिज्म को लेकर के ये साल का शुरुआत हुई है और ऐसा ही लगता है कि अगले कुछ महीने चलेगा.
अगले कुछ महीने मतलब जैसा आपने बताया कि जी.
अगले कुछ महीने, क्योंकि जब तक ट्रेड डील जो है अमेरिका के साथ जैसे होती है उसमें कुछ क्लैरिटी आती है, हो रही है नहीं हो रही है, किस तरफ रुख, अर्थव्यवस्था किस तरफ रुख ले रही है, क्योंकि इतनी तेजी से जो है इवेंट्स घट रहे हैं, घटनाएं घट रही हैं जियोपॉलिटिकल स्तर पर
जी.
कि और उनका असर जो है अर्थव्यवस्था पर कहीं पे हो सकता है. तो ये सारे जो फैक्टर्स हैं बाजार में, खासतौर से अभी साल शुरू हुआ है, कैलेंडर ईयर, तो ये सारे फैक्टर्स जो हैं ये रहेंगे निवेशकों के मन में.
जी, अगर निवेशकों के मैं दृष्टिकोण से बात करूं तो इस वक्त बाजार में इन्वेस्ट करने से पहले, निवेश करने से पहले उन्हें क्या ऐसी सतर्कता है जो बरतनी चाहिए या कुछ स्पेसिफिक लेकर के चलना चाहिए? कोई डूज एंड डोंट्स?
डूज एंड डोंट्स बाजार में निवेशकों के लिए वही है कि आप जब निवेश कर रहे हैं तो आप क्षेत्र देखें, सेक्टर्स देखें जी. अफवाहों पे ना जाएं, बहुत जो आजकल टिप्स मिलते हैं उन पर ना जाएं, फंडामेंटल्स देख लें कि कौन से ऐसे क्षेत्र जो अर्थव्यवस्था की गति के साथ साथ या जो सरकार का जिन पे एम्फेसिस रहेगा उन क्षेत्रों में अपना निवेश जो है डाइवर्ट करें. और हमेशा पोर्टफोलियो जो आपका है, स्टॉक्स भी हो, एक बहुत ही बैलेंस्ड पोर्टफोलियो रखें. तो निवेशक के लिए, खासतौर से जो छोटे निवेशक हैं उनके लिए वो ठीक रहता है. तो रिस्क उनका बटा हुआ रहता है.
Deepshikha, there has been a lot of talk about the geopolitical tensions. You're also mentioning this. Now, even while the Ukraine-Russian conflict, the Middle East conflict, or the West Asia conflict, as we say, still continuing, now this new thing of the Venezuela kind of, if you may say, thing has happened. Now, once again, do we see the world economy going in a turmoil or in a tailspin kind of a thing happening? Because, if we look at the sessions in this year, in this new year, for the past 2-3 sessions that we have had, it's been mostly choppy and mostly kind of a sing-song kind of a thing happening all over.
I think, everybody is trying to figure out, trying to ascertain as to what is really happening in the world geopolitically. And like you said, Nishit, ki last 2-3 years, there have been some conflicts or other, and they've had larger sort of impact. If you look at Russia, Ukraine, it had impact on a number of commodities. Oil, it had fertilizer, so on and so forth. Middle East crisis also had its impact on the crude. In terms of Venezuela, I don't think it will probably have a larger impact on commodity prices or say markets per se, because the impact is quite limited, and the way it has been the way the events have happened. Mm-hmm. But going forward, if there is more uncertainty sort of introduced at geopolitical level, then one will need to see, how it will impact the European economy, which is our very big market for our exporters. US, in any case, our exporters are facing high tariffs, so, it's going to be a challenging year going forward. So, all these events will at some level then have an impact. So I think that is probably playing on everybody's mind.
Deepshikha, Venezuela of course happened now. The charade of Mr. Trump of annexing Greenland next, and of course maybe moving forward as well, to other regions in the West European countries or the nations. Now, this, of course, would have some bearing on the markets overall. Today, when we saw, the Asian markets kind of trading mixed here and there, of course, the S&P and the Nasdaq has been doing well, over the past couple of sessions. Now, talking of the Indian markets here, the Indian markets have we know that we are not insulated by any means, if we talk of the Western markets or the Asian markets as well. Now, in the coming days, you talked of, in the opening remarks, you talked about the sector-specific things that the investors must focus on. Now, talking specifically of oil and crude here, now, how do you see this kind of happening or panning out in the coming days?
So if you look at the crude pricing, and I think for India, which is a large crude importer, that is the biggest factor which plays on the economy. So unless you see a very sharp spike in crude prices, global crude prices, we are insulated and we are fine till the time that is maintained. If you look at the other factors, definitely, some positives. EU FTA might materialize. For all you know, US trade deal may get, there could be some forward movement.
Right.
Those would be very positive triggers. We also have a big trigger coming in form of the budget on 1st of February, which will clarify, which will sort of lay out what government's emphasis would be in terms of, big push. We've seen in the past years, capex push. Deregulation has been a big theme last year. Reforms has been a big theme. So what the budget will do? These would be very big triggers for the market, and these will also give some indication to the investors to where to put or what to bet on in, say next 6 months or next 2 years.
Right. So before we proceed any further, let's look at how the rupee has behaved today, Prachi.
जी, अंतरबैंकिंग विदेशी मुद्रा बाजार में रुपया आज $1 की तुलना में 29 पैसे मजबूत होकर 89 रुपये 88 पैसे के स्तर पर बंद हुआ। उधर दुनिया की 6 अन्य प्रमुख मुद्राओं की तुलना में डॉलर की स्थिति दर्शाने वाला डॉलर सूचकांक अंतर्दिवसीय कारोबार में समाचार तैयार किए जाने तक 98.56 पर कारोबार कर रहा था।
And talking of the GDP, India's real gross domestic product is estimated to grow by 7.4% in the financial year 2025-26 compared to a growth rate of 6.5% in the financial year 2024-25. According to the first advance estimates of the GDP for the current financial year released by the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation today, nominal GDP is estimated to grow by 8% during the same period. Buoyant growth in the services sector has been identified as a major driver of the estimated real gross value added, that is GVA, growth rate of 7.3% in this fiscal. Financial, real estate and professional services, along with public administration, defense and other services, are estimated to record a substantial growth rate of 9.9% at constant prices in FY 25-26. Trade, hotels, transport, communications and broadcasting related services are estimated to grow by 7.5% during the same period. The ministry said that manufacturing and construction in the secondary sector are estimated to achieve a growth rate of 7% at the constant prices in FY 25-26. However, agriculture and allied sectors are estimated to record a moderate growth rate of 3.1% during the financial year.
दीपशिका, सर्विस सेक्टर का कितना महत्वपूर्ण योगदान रहा है इन नए आंकड़ों में?
So if you actually see, services has done very well, and overall, if you look at these numbers, what a year it has been for not just India, for the world as such. Our economy has performed, and if you look at the numbers, the Indian economy has done so well despite all the challenges that it has faced, globally, geo-economic challenges and geopolitical challenges. So I think that is very remarkable. The other sectors also, if you look at, there have been series of measures. Last budget we had income tax cut. Then subsequently within the year we had GST cut. So that is also showing in the consumption growth, if you actually see. So all these factors overall, they have had an impact. Agriculture, of course, we've seen some bit of a moderation,
जी
which possibly could be because of the high base last year. And also, distribution of monsoon, there were some concerns around it. So that may have had an impact on it. But overall, I think the picture looks very good, especially when you look at the current scenario in the global context.
Deepshikha, you just mentioned the Indian growth story in the face of the global uncertainties and the challenges that we are facing. Now, this paradox that we see, that the numbers as has been thrown by the MUSPI and all, these are really encouraging, and the estimates as well. They are kind of too heartening to see. Now, where do you see, the factors kind of, which have been pushing this kind of a growth in the face of the headwinds that we are facing?
Nishit, if you look at the Indian economy, our exposure to global economy in terms of our exports is not that much. It is limited.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this year, despite the tariffs, most exporters, they had booked advance orders, and they were trying to sort of, to beat the US tariffs. There was a lot of manufacturing activity. They tried to send goods in advance, and
Right.
All those things happened. Then came the GST. So, despite the tariff negative impact, there was a huge boost because of the GST. The income tax was already there. So, that disposable income, that additional income was already there in people's hands. The GST gave like a psychological boost, and we saw its impact on, automobile sector,
Absolutely,
consumer
absolutely.
durables.
The festive season was
the
remarkable.
festive season
Yeah.
was remarkable. So that, has had its impact if you look at the consumption side. It has helped. It has helped India stand out.
Absolutely.
And the government capex, I think government has been sort of
The capex push has been a
capex
major,
push
major
has been
factor.
remarkable
And it's not
for
for
the
nothing
past
that
2
we are
years.
hurtling towards becoming the third largest.
Exactly.
Yes.
The capex has really helped, and it's showing in the numbers as well.
True.
Yeah.
यानी क्या ये कहना सही रहेगा कि हमने आपदा में अवसर ढूंढ निकाला?
Absolutely, Prachi. You have hit the nail.
बिल्कुल, प्राची.
Yes, yes. Absolutely. Moving on to the Asian market now.
रुक करते हैं एशिया और यूरोप के बाजार की तरफ। आज प्रमुख एशियाई शेयर बाजारों में मिला जुला रुख देखने को मिला। दक्षिण कोरिया का कॉस्पी सूचकांक लगभग 0.6% बढ़ा। सिंगापुर का स्ट्रेट टाइम्स इंडेक्स 0.1% से अधिक बढ़ा और चीन का शंघाई कॉम्पोजिट सूचकांक मामूली रूप से ऊपर रहा। वहीं जापान का निकेई सूचकांक 1.1% से अधिक और हांगकांग का हैंग सेंग इंडेक्स 0.9% से ज्यादा गिर गया। आज प्रमुख यूरोपीय बाजारों में भी मिलाजुला रुख देखने को मिला। जर्मनी का डैक्स लगभग 0.9% बढ़ा और फ्रांस का कैक मामूली रूप से ऊपर कारोबार कर रहा था। वहीं अगर बात लंदन के फुट्सी की करें तो अंतिम समाचार तैयार किए जाने तक 0.6% से अधिक गिरावट के साथ नजर आया।
And on to the US markets now. The Wall Street ended higher yesterday as investors shrugged off geopolitical concerns about the US attack on Venezuela. Over the weekend, market focus turned on key economic data scheduled for release this week, which is expected to offer further clues on the Federal Reserve's policy outlook. Among the major indices, the Dow Jones Industrial Average jumped 1% to close above 49,000 mark for the first time. Meanwhile, the Nasdaq Composite Index as well as the S&P 500 both climbed over 0.6%. Deepshikha, the US market has been going unidirectional, if we may say so, after the
Absolutely.
Venezuelan...
I was just listening to you. So, well, now the US US government top official is talking about taking Greenland, trying to get an agreement. So definitely they are adding to their whatever overall land. But jokes apart, and I think for the US markets, what investors there are keeping a close watch is on the economic data.
Absolutely.
What is the impact which is happening of the tariffs, and the whole, I think the assumption is that tariffs have not really had that kind of an impact on the US economy.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And the federal kind of, the output, the federal, the numbers which would be coming up in some time, it's
Absolutely.
also playing on the
Yeah.
on the overall psyche.
श्रोताओं, दीपशिखा जी से बातचीत जारी रखेंगे, मगर उससे पहले आइए देखें कि और क्या है हमारे खबरों के पिटारे में। आर्थिक मामलों के विभाग ने देश में अवसंरचना विकास को सुव्यवस्थित करने के लिए 3 वर्षीय सार्वजनिक निजी भागीदारी यानी पीपीपी परियोजना तैयार की है। ये पहल केंद्रीय बजट 2025-26 में की गई घोषणा के बाद शुरू की गई। इसका उद्देश्य निजी क्षेत्र की भागीदारी के लिए एक संगठित ढांचा बनाकर राष्ट्रीय अवसंरचना को बढ़ावा देना है। वित्त मंत्रालय के अनुसार पीपीपी परियोजना में केंद्रीय अवसंरचना मंत्रालयों तथा राज्यों और केंद्र शासित प्रदेशों की 852 परियोजनाएं शामिल हैं, जिनकी कुल लागत 17 लाख करोड़ रुपए से अधिक है। दीपशिखा जी, मैं आपसे ये पूछना चाहूंगी कि इस परियोजना की एक ब्रॉडर लेवल पर कितनी इंपॉर्टेंस है, क्या महत्व है?
प्राची, ये एक पाइपलाइन तैयार की गई है। बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स जो हैं पीपीपी, जो सरकार निजी क्षेत्र के साथ करेगी, अगले 3 साल उसकी पाइपलाइन तैयार है। तो इसका जो इम्पैक्ट है, मतलब इसका जो अर्थ है कि भारत में प्रोजेक्ट्स रेडी हैं और उनका काम चलता रहेगा। क्योंकि बहुत बार ये होता था कि भाई कहाँ पे प्रोजेक्ट्स ही नहीं आ रहे हैं, प्रोजेक्ट्स तैयार नहीं है, निजी क्षेत्र के लिए तैयार नहीं है, वो कहाँ लगाएं अपना पैसा, वो कहाँ काम करें। तो प्रोजेक्ट्स की पाइपलाइन तैयार है। और ये अगर हम इसको साथ में देखें, जो सरकार का केपेक्स का जो पुश है, जिसकी अभी हम थोड़ी देर पहले बात कर रहे थे, जी, तो उसके नजरिए से अगर आप देखें तो ये एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण कदम है, जो आगे ग्रोथ को आने वाले समय में, और जिस तरह की अनिश्चितताएं बनी हुई हैं दुनिया के सामने, भारत के भी सामने, तो ये इस तरह के जो पाइपलाइन है और इस तरह के जो इनिशिएटिव्स हैं, ये इन अनिश्चितताओं को मतलब ओवरकम करने में मदद करेंगे।
Now, Deepshikha, conjoined with the CAPEX push, as you just mentioned, and this PPP project pipeline, this could be a double engine kind of a push, which could catapult the economy to.
You have to see it in the context of not just the CAPEX, but also PM Gati Shakti.
Yes.
Pragati just completed 50 meetings, and now they are centers trying to get states also to have a Pragati. So this entire push to insulate the economy and also give this, domestically we are in a very good situation, so push forward,
Absolutely.
Keep at
this
it.
is something which has been kind of a unique kind of a thing happening now, never seen before kind of a...
Absolutely. I mean, you have to see the burst of reforms that we have had.
True.
Who would have thought? And now this whole deregulation push, not just at the center level, at the state level, ease of doing business, and states are on board. So many states have implemented these, reform measures.
Absolutely. Now let's look at some other stories wherein the External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has said that India is deepening partnership with Luxembourg across political, business and technology domains. The minister also appreciated the contributions of Indian diaspora in deepening ties between the two nations. On relations with Europe, the minister said India will see an upswing in ties with Europe this year.
There will be a significant business delegation coming out of Luxembourg, many more ministerial visits, a much deeper interaction as a follow-up to what were the discussions that I had. So I'm sure in your particular cases, in some way or the other, it would probably be of interest to you professionally and personally.
वाणिज्य और उद्योग मंत्री पीयूष गोयल इस महीने की 8 तारीख को 2 दिन की यात्रा पर ब्रसेल्स जाएंगे। मंत्रालय ने कहा कि ये यात्रा भारत और ब्रसेल्स के बीच बढ़ते राजनयिक और तकनीकी संबंधों को दर्शाता है और भारत यूरोपीय संघ मुक्त व्यापार समझौते को अंतिम रूप देने की दिशा में ये एक निर्णायक कदम का संकेत है।
Deepshikha, this outreach, the Indian outreach, Luxembourg now, Commerce Minister going to the Brussels tomorrow. This outreach, it's kind of another kind of a push for making India that much more insulated, with the kind of turbulence that we are seeing all over, the FTA happening with Brussels, and also there is a push for the FTA happening with the European Union and other advanced economies as well.
Absolutely, Nishit. And if you look at the, the export data, there's been this push, and the government is helping out the exporters industry to move to newer markets. try to push Indian goods to newer markets to actually ensure that, the 50% tariff hit from the US does not hurt our economy. EU FTA is a very significant one, and it is expected to be sort of closed quite quickly. That's what the expectation is. And Europe being a big market for India, this would be a very significant free trade agreement for India.
Absolutely. And moving on to crude now, the global crude oil prices fell today after President Donald Trump said that the United States has reached a deal to import up to $2 billion worth of Venezuelan crude, a move that is expected to increase supplies to the world. The Brent crude was trading 0.5% down at $56.84 per barrel, and WTI crude was also trading 0.2% lower at $60.56 per barrel when reports last came in. Deepshika, earlier in the program we discussed about the fallouts of the misadventure or adventure of Mr. Trump in Venezuela. But looking, again, jokes apart, now looking at the figures now, this thing of the US kind of reaching a deal kind of a thing with Venezuela happening of
whatever.
importing $2 billion.
Nishit, you can call it a deal, or you can call it an agreement, you can call it whatever. But I think the impact for India is definitely fine, because crude prices have not risen, and I think that is one big factor which. If the prices had spiked, that hurts us. So definitely more crude flowing in, that's bad news for the Middle Eastern countries, because their economy is very much dependent on crude. But for us, we are fine. So I guess, although I think India has expressed its concern politically on such a move, taking place, obviously. But I think till the time crude is fine, economically it should be okay for us.
All right, and moving on to bullion market now. In the Indian bullion market, the 24-karat gold was trading over 0.9% down at 138,220 rupees per 10 grams. Silver was also trading around 2.3% down at 2,52,380 rupees per kilograms a short while ago.
मल्टी कमोडिटी एक्सचेंज में फरवरी अनुबंध वाले सोने की कीमत लगभग 1% गिरकर 1,37,720 रुपए प्रति 10 ग्राम पर थी। वहीं मार्च अनुबंध वाली चांदी भी 2.6% से अधिक गिरकर 2,51,967 रुपए प्रति किलोग्राम पर कारोबार कर रही थी। दीपशिखा जी, सोना कितना सोना है?
सोना तो सोना है ही प्राची। अगर आप 2025 देखें तो इस साल का जो कहना चाहिए सिल्वर लाइनिंग वाज सिल्वर
जी।
सिल्वर हैज emerged as a huge the kind of investment that it attracted, the attention that it attracted from investors. Going forward सब यही अब आंखें जो हैं आंखें जो हैं वो चांदी और सोना दोनों पर है उसी तरह से। तो अगेन जियोपॉलिटिकल इवेंट्स एंड चांदी और सोने दोनों का इस्तेमाल जो है, एक तो सेंट्रल बैंक्स ने खरीदना शुरू किया है, दूसरा जो नई जो टेक्नोलॉजीज आ रही हैं उसमें भी चांदी जो है काफी इस्तेमाल होती है। तो इसलिए इंडस्ट्रियल यूज के लिए बहुत सारी कंट्रीज जो हैं बहुत ज्यादा खरीद के रख रही हैं। तो डेफिनेटली
जी। दीपशिखा जी, कार्यक्रम में आने और श्रोताओं के तमाम सवालों के जवाब देने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you so much, Deepshika. And before we close, a reminder of the headlines once again. Benchmark domestic indices end with losses. Sensex slips over 100 points. Nifty closes at 26,141. India's GDP estimated growth to grow by 7.4% in the current fiscal, and the global crude oil prices remain mixed. And that's all in this edition of Market Mantra. For now, it's goodbye.
इस कार्यक्रम में विशेषज्ञों द्वारा विचार उनके अपने हैं। आकाशवाणी अपने श्रोताओं को सलाह देता है कि निवेश का निर्णय करने से पहले स्वयं रिसर्च करें या किसी पंजीकृत सलाहकार से राय लें।
Market Mantra.